Good morning, everybody. How's everybody doing? This is Sunday Streaming, where I take a few questions. I want to warn you right now, I'm only going to be on for a few minutes and all that good stuff. So I hope everybody's enjoying their Easter Sunday. If you are religious, if you're like me and not particularly religious, then just enjoy your day off anyway and just have fun with your family and all that other stuff. But yeah, taking questions and all of that good stuff. Watching Batman vs. Superman, the ultimate cut, and kind of enjoying it. Good morning, Jax. Good morning, everyone. Good, man. Just watching the extended cut of Batman v Superman. I've seen it before, and it's a really good cut. It fixes a lot of the issues that I had pacing-wise with the movie. Unfortunately, we still get the whole Martha scene at the end of the film, you know. Preacher Absolute. Do I recommend it? Yes. It's the best Absolute I've ever owned. Hands down, it's without a doubt the best Absolute edition that I've ever owned. It's my favorite Absolute. It's incredible. It's really well put together. It's a beautiful little package. Just the amount of special features and everything. Xenomorph or Predator? Which do you prefer? Predator. Predators are basically like Rastafarians that know Kung Fu and have really cool technology. I love Predator. But then again, I grew up more with Predator than I did with Aliens. Did you ever finish Gotham Central? And if so, what did you think of how the series ended? I did finish Gotham Central. I thought it was a fantastic ending. And it really hit home. And it pretty much sealed it. It capped off a really great run by Ed Brubaker and Greg Rucka. I dug the hell out of that. That was such a good read all the way through. On Superman Rebirth, do I have to read both Action Comics and Superman, or will one be okay? I'm pretty sure one will be okay. Fantastic Four Omnibus reprint, probably not anytime soon. Marvel doesn't seem like they have any interest in the Fantastic Four or in that property at all. It doesn't seem like they want to really even do anything with them. Mainly because, well, Fantastic Four really aren't even in the Marvel Universe per se. Like, Reed Richards is off somewhere creating universes with his son and his wife, so. Can you do a video on how to read the Avengers, a reading order? Dude, do you know how many Avengers books there are? Have I heard the new Kendrick album? Yes, I love it. I've heard about halfway through it. I haven't listened to the full thing, but so far, I don't think I enjoyed as much as To Pimp a Butterfly. But I think it's really damn good, and it's another classic. What up, Matt? Opinion on Planet Hulk and World War Hulk. I've only read Planet Hulk, but Planet Hulk is, without a doubt, probably the best Hulk comic I've read. Granted, I haven't read too many, but it's a fantastic little event that Marvel put together. It's really, really a solid read. I love the hell out of Planet Hulk. And it ties in nicely with the whole thing, with the events that are going on in Civil War, because they had to get rid of Hulk. Because you can't have Hulk in the middle of Civil War event because he would just unbalance the scales way too much. One side would be too OP. So what they did is they launched his ass into space, and it's great. It is great. It's basically Gladiator Hulk, and it's awesome. Yeah, it's more Kendrick's new album, Damn, for those of you that haven't listened to it, it's more accessible. I will give you that. It is definitely more accessible than To Pimp a Butterfly. Did I watch the fights last night? No, but I heard Demetrius Johnson won by submission by armbar. Do you prefer the Why the Last Man deluxe editions or the absolutes? The absolutes are not worth it, in my opinion. The art, it's good. Why the Last Man's art is really good. It does the job done. It's not terrible, but it's not why you read Why the Last Man. You read Why the Last Man for the story and the amount of special features, at least in the first absolute edition that I picked up, was not worth the upgrade. So go with the hardcovers instead. Good Kid, Mad City is still my favorite. My brother is the same way. He loves Good Kid, Mad City. Do I watch boxing? No, not really. I'm not into boxing. Are you kidding me? I think he's only gotten better. He hasn't lost me at all. Have I started the X-Men Legacy Omnibus? I have not. Oddly enough, I have not started the X-Men Legacy Omnibus. I plan to. Section 80 was good. Yeah, Section 80 was real good. It's been rough on me the past few weeks because, like I said, we are in the busiest point of the year where we have to do testing, and that means that I have to take home a bunch of stuff to work, and it's just a giant pain in the ass. Kendrick or Chance? Kendrick. I like Chance a lot, though. Chance is on the come up. He's really good. What am I reading at the moment? Not too much. Obviously, I'm still making my way through Essex County. I'm almost done. Really digging that a lot. I've been taking my time with it, like, a lot. Do I still read single issues? Yes, on occasion I do read single issues. I buy them digitally, though. I don't mess around anymore with the whole going to the comic shop and picking up single issues because then my backlog gets huge, and I feel like if I read it digitally, I stay on top of it a lot more. And will I be getting the third Spider-Man Omni when it comes out? Absolutely. What do you think of the new Star Wars teaser? Oh, me and Jess are going to talk about that on the news show tomorrow. Let me do that. But I dug it. Any Tekken players? Dude, really, Tekken is old school. The new Tekken comes out this year? I want to say the new Tekken comes out later this year. And I'm planning to place any orders later this month. Is there really anything else worth picking up? I'm planning to get the new Hellboy hardcover that comes out, the new Witchfinder. What else? Other than that, I haven't looked into too much of what else is going to come out. Have I read Tokyo Ghost? I read the first volume. I thought it was okay. I'm waiting for the hardcover that comes out this year. I want to start reading Thor, and I have no idea where to start. I want to understand more about the character and his mythology. Any suggestions? If you want a modern day take on him, and you don't really need to know anything about his background or anything like that, the best place to start is Jason Aaron's Thor run with the God Butcher and the God Bomb and all that stuff. That stuff is great. So start with that. May is going to get me. Absolute Preacher, Brubaker, and Daredevil Volume 2. See, I don't need Brubaker's Daredevil Volume 2, so it's just going to be Absolute Preacher for me. I read 21 issues of Nailbiter today and yesterday. It's so good. Oh, Nailbiter is fantastic. I love Nailbiter. Nailbiter is great. Am I getting the Simonson Thor reprint? Yes, absolutely. Yes. Simonson Thor is also a great place to start with Thor if you're curious about it. Really, really great and solid place to start with the character. You don't need to know much about it. You get introduced to a lot of villains, and it's just a fun read all the way through. It's a bit of its time. Yeah, it's kind of cheesy at moments, but it's still just a fun read. Have I played The Phantom Pain? Yes, I still haven't finished it. Will it have better binding? I don't know. I don't get comps. Marvel doesn't send me stuff. I always kind of find it funny when people ask me, do I think something's going to get a reprint, or when will this get a reprint, or does this have a better binding than this previous version? When I don't get comps, Marvel doesn't send me free books, and I don't get things ahead of time, and I have no insider information. I know about as much as most of you guys, and I speculate. Will you pick up Roughneck by Lemire? Yes, I enjoy Jeff Lemire's work quite a lot. So I tend to pick up what he writes, and I tend to give it a shot. The new Brubaker Devil Omnibus is a lot smaller than the first printing. Yeah, they're using the cheaper paper. I read Rocket Raccoon, Groot, and I love Scotty Young's art. What else should I read of his? He's got an ongoing series in Image Comics right now called I Hate Fairyland that is really, really good. It's a fun series all the way through. I enjoy the hell out of it. Black Hammer. Yeah, Black Hammer is the series that everybody keeps telling me I should read. Do you think the Ennis Punisher Omni new print will be quickly out of print? Again, stuff like that is impossible to tell. I don't know. But if you can, I would suggest you get it in the first month because people have been wanting to get that material reprinted for a long time. And it's also important to note that, guys, you are not getting a Punisher Max Omnibus. They are two different things. The Ennis Omnibus that's coming out is Marvel Knights, not Punisher Max. The Marvel Knights run is a bit more corny. It's a bit, well, to be frank, I've heard it's not as good. I've never read the material, however, I've heard it's pretty bad. Why the hate?
City. Bad history. Boys! Bruce Wayne meets Clark Kent. I love it. I love bringing people together. How are we? Hello? Good? Hello? Ow! Wow, that is a good practice. Not pick a fight with this person. So, after all these years, we finally got over to Metropolis. I thought I'd come to you. Well, you're welcome. You should have to Harlem more often than I'd love to show you my last.
What's my dream Avengers team? That's a good question. Let me think. Spider-Man, Iron Fist, Spider-Man, Iron Fist, a dream Avengers team. Spider-Man, Iron Fist, Daredevil, of course. Doctor Strange, because you got to have some OP power in there. And Thor. Yeah, what the hell? We'll throw Thor in there. That's a pretty solid team. And you know what? Throw in Black Panther. There's one more. Do you have a Deathstroke mask? No. What? That's a random question. No, I don't have a Deathstroke mask. I love Deathstroke though. I'm actually excited for the Batman standalone film. He's going to be the main villain in that. Damn, Mr. Fantastic is... Yeah, you got to have Mr. Fantastic on an Avengers team. The brains. That is a solid team, Matt. Thor, Spidey, Mr. Fantastic, Doctor Strange, and Cap. That's a really solid team. No Hulk. Nobody's mentioning Hulk. I guess he's too much of a liability, huh? Did you do anything Star Wars-y during this Star Wars weekend? No, I did not. I'm not a huge... I love Star Wars, but I'm not like a die-hard. Like, I read the mythology and, like, I know the ships and stuff like that. It's just not my bag. Do you think Secret Empire will bring back the FF in some way? No.
Should be a figure of controversy.
Have an individual engaging state-level intervention give us all pause.
Do you think that Secret... I have a shelf full of Marvel Omnis, but Animal Man and Doom Patrol are my first two from DC. Is there any way to loosen those to the point where I can open it all the way? I have a video on my channel. It's old. It's how to open an omnibus. You could try that, but you got to be real careful with those ones.
In the universe, you go back to where stored the sun in the center of the universe, displacing Earth, and you get to Darwinian evolution.
Did you ever finish 13 Reasons Why? No, I haven't. I need to finish that. What superhero do you want to die and never come back? The Sentry. Doom Patrol Omni and Invisibles Omni are too big. That is correct. The Doom Patrol Omnibus and the Invisibles Omnibus are way too unwieldy. Annoyingly so. It's kind of ridiculous how much of a pain in the ass that they tried to squeeze in so much in those omnibuses, and it's just, it's not that good. Doom Patrol and Invisible Omni are too big. Yeah, and that was one of the things that was a pain that I wish that I wish DC would get better with. There is such a thing as too much content and way too big. Favorite hero with no powers? Batman's the easy cop-out answer. Yeah, Batman's a cop-out answer. Does Booster Gold doesn't have powers, right? Well, yeah, DC, the binding on DC omnibuses has come a long way. A really long way since when we first started collecting. Oh, okay. Dun, dun.
constructs.
Yeah, their binding it's not up to Marvel, and DC and Marvel don't hold a fucking candle compared to what Dark Horse does with their collected editions and how beautifully put together and how beautifully well done and how much time and effort obviously goes into each one of those. I mean, just look at the amount of effort that's put into the Hellboy Library editions. And the price. A Hellboy Library edition, if it was under DC or Marvel, would easily go for like 120 bucks. Easy. They would milk that. Booster has no power, so yeah, I'd go with Booster. Are the Hellboy Library editions worth a buy? Yeah, absolutely. If you haven't, I don't know why you haven't even owned them already. They're fantastic.
Just a minute. What the fuck do you want?
Dun, 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 dun. Ever read Killjoys? True Lives of the Fabulous Killjoys. I have the deluxe edition oversized hardcover, and I haven't sat down with it. I've been wanting to, because I like Gerard Way's writing. Umbrella Academy is brilliant. So I really want to dig into that and see if it's as good as the other stuff.
My wife walked out on me. I can't standing up. I need peace.
Bum, 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 bum. There should be PRD Hell on Earth hardcover and Ape Saving Hung. Yeah, the Magnoliaverse is all getting collected in hardcovers. I tried selling my trades, but nobody wanted them. So I'm like, all right, well, I guess I'll keep the hardcovers and stuff that I got right now. I bought East of West as a blind buy. Are you still reading it? Yes, I do not have the second hardcover. I don't have year 2 that just came out. I need to pick that up, but we're saving money right now. Are you reading any Young Animal? No, but how is Gerard Way's Doom Patrol? I've heard mixed things. Yeah, Omar and his crazy ass saying year 2 is a better book than year 1. Just kidding. I love that guy. Omar is a sweet dude.
Conspiracy theory to put back his feet. Yours. So, I logged into your Dropbox to find copy. There's copy already. Nothing about football. Nothing about Goddamn.
Yeah, if it cuts out, I don't know. I don't know what the deal is. I think it has something to do with my internet and the strength, which it shouldn't, considering I'm paying for the most premium service that I can. But it's, I've just learned to accept it. The Allred family has a new Gods mini coming out under the Young Animal imprint. Do they really? Oh man, that sounds awesome. I love the Allreds. Why did you give up on Shang-Chi? I didn't give up on it. I needed the money, so I sold it. Yeah, I sold it. No book is unsellable. If you are if you are one of these people that you are struggling with finances, but you've got a shit ton of omnibuses, you got a shit ton of comics, but you can't afford to pay the light bill or you can't afford to pay something, then you really need to reevaluate something. Granted, emergencies happen, but I'm talking about the people that they just get themselves into massive amounts of debt, that they just jump into this hobby like crazy, and I'm just like, dude, slow down. I've seen it happen way too many times, and then they have to sell off their entire collection. It's a bit much, guys. Goodness. I see guys, they jump into this hobby and then they end up buying like 40 or 50 books right off the bat and like 10, 15 omnibuses. And I'm like, when are you going to read that? When are you ever going to have the time to sit down and read all that? And then they end up selling it.
Someone interested in the same than you are.
We see it all the time in the group, right, Matt? We see it all the time in the group where we get a newcomer, they buy a shit ton of omnibuses, and like 4 or 5 months later, they end up selling all of it off. Which like I've said it a million times, like, do what you want to do with your money. However you want to spend your money. I am not somebody that's going to tell you you should spend your money a certain way, but at the same time, try and be smart about it. And there's nothing wrong with collecting floppies. I own floppies as well. I prefer floppies in some case. Yeah, the group does encourage a lot of spending, but also as an adult, you should have a little bit of self-control. Says the guy that just recently upgraded his entire living room set. Do you think there's too many Avengers teams? Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, Crypto's Den is you crazy bastards, man. Crypto's Den, I am convinced all of you guys have problems. Because the amount of money you guys toss around, you could feed a starving Malaysian like group. It's ridiculous. What do you think will be the future of floppies? Floppies aren't going anywhere. They're not going in. It wouldn't make any sense for floppies. Oh, hey, somebody disliked. Hi, how's it going, guy? So it wouldn't make any sense for... Floppies are not going anywhere, so it would not make any sense from a business standpoint for them to get rid of floppies. It does not make any sense at all for you to get rid of trade paperbacks or to get rid of single issues. Because you are always going to have those diehard collectors out there that is what they love. They love the single issues. They love the monthly grind. They love going month in, month out into their comic book stores. They love going weekly. You are going to have those guys. They are not going anywhere. Now, I think as we start progressing more and more in the digital age, I think floppies will start going more the way of being digital comics exclusively. I think that is where we're heading. But then again, you get into the whole thing where there's going to be people like me that we love having the feel of a real book. We love having the feel of the pages turning, and we love being able to actually say we own it. Because the downside of digital comics is that you technically do not physically own that material. It's stored online somewhere in a server. and that's it. You don't really own it when you think about it. Yeah, you can say you own it, but you don't have it in your hands. You don't have it where if something were to happen, you know, God forbid, to the servers or something like that, then that's it. $1,200 for Thanos. Yeah, don't get into statues. If you want to save money at all, do not get into statues. I'm really surprised Gabe's wife hasn't killed him. Or maybe she doesn't know yet. What Gabe just spent on a statue, he can get a good 4K HDR TV. You get a decent one for that price. Sideshow and XM are insane. XM doesn't ship to US, I don't believe. Yeah, how is the resale value on statues? Man, I'm getting a lot of hate today. Already 2 dislikes. I'm thoroughly convinced I have some people on here that are subscribed to my channel just to hit dislike on every single video I do. Because I'm pretty sure at some point I've pissed off a few people on this channel. Did you read Max Byrne Bemis Fool Killer? No, I have not. That's my next purchase, 4K HDR. Ryan made me want to get an OLED. Yeah, if you're going to upgrade to a 4K HDR TV, OLED is good. OLED is the way to go, but I still say wait a bit. Because if I'm not mistaken, I might be wrong, I don't think there are any 12-bit panels that are out yet, and that could make a big difference later on. But Ryan would know more than I would. But if you want to get a TV, if you're in the market to pick one up this year, then by all means get an OLED. I didn't go with an OLED simply because I wanted to save myself the extra $600, so I went with a really like top of the line Sony. Like, it doesn't get OLED blacks, but it just gets right underneath it. Like, it's right really close to it. Yeah, my advice to you, Matt, is to wait, because you got to think. Okay, here's a little bit of tech talk for you guys. Okay, if you get an OLED, and if you have a sound system, you also have to get a 4K receiver. You need to get a 4K receiver because the signal that has to be sent through the receiver has to be 4K. So when I had to upgrade my living room, I had to get a new receiver. You have to get new cables, and if you want 4K Blu-rays, you need a new Blu-ray player. And the cheapest one right now is, I think it's the Xbox One S, which is what I have. Yeah, overall, if you are gonna like redo your entire living room, you are looking at spending for an OLED with everything. You're looking at about close to $3 grand to do it right, because the OLED is about $2 grand. You can find some cheaper. You can find some in the ballpark. Pre-used and refurbished ones, you could find one about 1,600, 1,500. I have an Onkyo 5.1 receiver. That cost me about $250. Then you're going to need an Xbox One S for 4K Blu-rays, unless you're not planning to upgrade your 4K Blu-ray. But, I mean, you're not going to go to 4K Blu-ray, but for that, you might as well. And if you're going to go full 4K games, you're going to need a PS4 Pro or a Scorpio, or you're going to need an Xbox One S. So right there, you're looking at about close to $3 grand. And then you start getting into the whole thing of like Dolby Digital and HDR10 and like all that other mess that I won't get into here. But yeah, it's oof. So 4K isn't worth it for a regular PS4? No, not for a regular PS4 because you're not gonna get the HDR and you're not getting 4K because a regular PS4 does not output the signal at 4K. Yeah, PS4 can barely do 1080p. And it's not really 4K what you're getting. It's checkerboarding, which is basically it upscales the signal. It upscales the image to 4K. Ooh. I have a 4K TV I use as a PC monitor. 4K gaming is very cool. Oh yeah, like I have like Uncharted 4 looks fucking incredible on a really solid 4K HDR TV. Uncharted 4 looks, it's night and day compared to a standard PS4 version. Forza Horizon 3 is amazing on 4K HDR. Remember, it's not, and then you start getting, Matt, since you're planning on upgrading, then you start getting into like 10-bit and 8-bit panels. You don't want an 8-bit panel. You want a 10-bit panel. You want to make sure that it's full array, not local. It's full array, not I forgot the name of it. Where the dimming is in the corners. You want full array, full backlighting. Yeah, you're looking at 1,500 for a 4K gaming PC at least, and that's just the PC. Maybe I'll hold off and focus on framing some posters I got. In all honesty, I would say just wait till Black Friday this year. We're already starting to see OLED TVs from last year. Their prices are dropping. You can get an OLED TV from Amazon on the secondhand market for about $1,400, $1,300 right now. Yeah, because towards the end of the year, I want I'm gonna put an OLED in the living room and move this to the bedroom. Because Black Friday, I'm willing to bet Black Friday you can get a secondhand OLED for probably about $1,000, and a solid one too. Have I seen Tom King's New Gods teasers? I have. I'm super excited to see a Tom King New Gods. I'm really looking forward to see what he can do. Yeah, OLED has the best blacks because OLED is able to completely shut them off. What OLED has that is different from a standard TV is that OLED, each and every pixel that is inside that screen is able to shut itself off. And that's why you get the best blacks out of OLEDs, whereas in a standard panel, it can't do that. Yeah, Tom King is Tom King is fantastic. Hey, Ryan. Yeah, Matt was saying how he'd like to basically upgrade his whole living room. And then I told him how much it would cost him to upgrade pretty much his whole living room. And he says he's going to wait. I told him he's looking at about $2,500 on the cheap side. $3,000 for a good upgrade on his entire living room. Tom King is a genius. Have I read any Injustice comics? Are they any good? Yes. I've read a few issues of the Year One stuff, and they are great. They are really, really good comics. They are so good, man. I thought You Got the Touch was a song exclusive to Boogie Nights. No, man. No, of course not. You Got the Touch was in the Transformers movie, dude. And if you get the chance, there was a Blu-ray release by Shout Factory, I believe, that is awesome. That they cleaned up that image a lot. All right, yeah, I can't stay long either. I'm going to go ahead and call this. All right, guys, so this was fun. It's Easter Sunday. I'm going to go spend time with my family, even though I'm not the most religious person. But still, I love you guys. If you haven't, check out the Facebook and Twitter. It's found in the description. And if you like this content and my other content, you want to support me, please check out my Patreon. Love you guys. Have a great week. And bye.